Thank you. To ask the First Minister what engagement she has planned for the rest of the day.
First Minister.
Engagement to take forward the Government's programme for Scotland.
Add in the Scottish Labour leader too, and there's no shortage of female role models at the top of politics in this country. But what else do young women need to succeed? Today's conference will be exploring that through some inspiring stories.
All of a sudden we were just shocked by what just happened to her. I was also stateless. I didn't have anything. I could be next. My other friend could be next. Everybody was very worried in the school.
Rosa Saleh was one of the group who became known as the Glasgow Girls. As teenagers, the group, from all sorts of backgrounds, campaigned against dawn raids and deportations, prompted by the plight of a friend.
We said, well, we can't just be silent. We can't just not speak up and tell people like how angry we are. It wasn't just about asylum seekers. It was also about women, because we were all 7 young women campaigning. It doesn't matter what gender you are. You can make a great difference. The only way you can do that is by speaking up, because so many young women don't have the confidence to speak up. And I think they should get out of that and, express yourself. You can do it. You can believe in yourself. You can do it.
One of today's speakers, Rosa Saleh, hopes her experiences might spark something in others, proof that age or gender isn't a barrier to making a difference. Being a young woman now, though, says Suzanne Conlon, a board member at the Scottish Women's Convention, can be challenging still, even though many things have improved.
I think we talk a lot about gender equality now, and women now have a lot more opportunities, but at the same time I think, again, with the growth of social media, they are now open to so many more issues in terms of how they should look, how they should act, what they should say, that I think other generations didn't have. There's a huge expectation, and often a false expectation that's put out on social media of how they should be. And I think it puts a lot of pressure on young women to aspire to that image, which often isn't real, and it's often just a small part of someone's life. And I think it puts pressure on young women to be something that they don't think they can aspire to be.
On the banks of the River Clyde in Glasgow, I've come to meet Anthea Kuhn. Just along the river from here, she served her apprenticeship as a pipefitter welder in the shipyards. She knew she wanted to do something practical from the time she started helping out her dad with cars and the like.
I mean, there's a lot more of us now than from when I started, but there's still not a lot of us. Women in engineering at any level have to fight to get there. You're fighting society's expectations, you're fighting education's expectations, you're fighting all the expectations of perhaps your parents, your siblings, all the role models that you do and don't see. It's a fight. Undoubtedly it's a fight. Because if someone's not there to show you, yes, you can do this, it's a lot of work to say to yourself with no help, I can do this, I want to do this.
One ball in the basket may have been a small beginning, but it's led on to a real passion for and high-level success in both wheelchair basketball and rugby. Gemma Lumsdane, another speaker today, wants to encourage young women to find something which gives them a sense of belonging. She says sport gave her a lifeline when she was at her lowest point.
I felt totally isolated, and I withdrew from my friends and the world around me because I just couldn't cope with it. Sport gave me a sense of belonging, I felt accepted for who I was, and for the first time ever I felt, it's okay to have a disability, and I saw so many different role models and I thought, I want to be like them, I want to drive my own car, I want to go to uni, I want to have a cool wheelchair, I want to achieve something in my life. And prior to that, I didn't have any ambitions, didn't have any motivation to do anything or achieve anything.
Back on the banks of the Clyde, and Anthea Kuhn is thinking about what she'll be sharing of her story at today's conference. It boils down to being yourself.
I've grown up always being different, and I'm hoping to bring that to the table and say, okay, how are you different, why are you different, and showing that there's nothing wrong with that, and that standing up and standing out is something to be proud of. And hopefully I can show them how being in a non-traditional workplace and to breaking all the stereotypes and to breaking the mould is perfectly okay. And you don't have to squeeze and cut and, torture yourself into fitting into it. If it doesn't make you happy, don't do it.